Um, I've got a radio show that I'm going to be doing pretty soon, the end of this month, beginning next month. It's on AM 560 here in Michigan, and it's going to be what they call, they're doing it as like, it's called Ask the Experts. And I prefer to call myself the authority. Your natural authority. If you watch any of my YouTubes, a lot of times you'll see Jason Eagle, your natural authority. Um, and there's a reason behind that. There's a reason behind that. I've been doing a lot of study. I always do. Hi, Tara, my sister. Um, and there's a whole study, what's called entomology. And entomology is the study of words, the study of what words mean, the study of when you put words together. So a good example is like CO. There's a whole bunch of words like con, especially that start with con, like conscript and conscience, or which is actually, now if you look at it and you look at these words, it actually says, and when you were a kid, you notice these things, and you had teachers that say, oh, don't say it that way, and does it mean that? It does. So conscience is what your conscience would be, or you spell it conscience. So what you can do is you can break it up into what is just the different parts of speech, or the different spellings. So anytime, what is a con? A con would be, if you call it just a con like contrary, a con. A con is a person that is conning you, meaning doing the opposite of what you think, a person that's tricking you. So now the reason is there's also a whole bunch of legal terminology, which is if it starts with if it's two consonants, and then, or if it starts with a vowel and a consonant. So the change from expert to authority, EX stands for X, okay? And that means, so you would think expert means good, positive, but the actual meaning of the word is X, especially if you take X, like who's your ex? You were with them, but you're not with them anymore because there was a problem. So it's not the best. The best is not an expert. In fact, if you really understand language, it's the not expert is the expert. So a better word would be authority, and part of it also has to do with even the spelling, which is AU. It starts with authority, AUTHO. So AU stands for, where also do we see AU? We see AU in the periodic table of elements, and that stands for AU, it stands for gold. So the authority, or authentic, it's not a fake, it's not a con, it's true. And it's true because it's based in the reality. So what gives you the authority to be the authority? You take authority, meaning, now also I can take the authority, meaning I can stand up and my words stand, my words are gold, my words are truth. Most people kind of go, well, the expert means you got to have a piece of paper, all right? Or what gives you the right to say that you're authority? Well, what gives you the right to say that you're an expert could be argued. If you don't have that piece of paper, then, so is it the piece of paper that gives it to you, or is it the words? Is it the ideas? Is it the intention behind the ideas? When do you take authorship? When you write something, you are the author, which is you made it up, and you are the originator of it. You are the holder of its value. So gold holds its own value, and gold is, there's other currency, what we would call money is fiat currency, and fiat, you can also get into the etymology of fiat, which is fiat means it's fake, right? So our dollars and our cents, which do they make sense? So what's your spelling? CENTS or SENSE? Cents. Is it your cents? How many cents? Your 2 cents. Okay, so they sound alike, they're spelled differently, but sometimes they have the same meaning, sometimes they have the opposite meaning, sometimes the opposite meaning is what you're I would call it unintelligent, but it's just uninformed. You think you're saying one thing, but you're actually saying the other thing. And even people that understand it. Even that word, understand. Okay? So when you say, someone says, do you understand me? When you go and stand before the judge, it says, do you understand this? It's a legal term that's saying, do you stand under? Now, they flip it and they put understand and they stand under, but the meaning of what you think is do you comprehend? Meaning, are you not crazy? Are you not retarded? Are you not, too young? So we think that it's do you understand, meaning, a crazy person doesn't know their name, or a person that's not old enough is not going to be able to understand. Well, we're really talking about comprehending. But in that terminology, understanding, especially in the time frame that it's in, which is the very first thing he says, is you verbally essentially signing a waiver saying, whatever you come up with, I will abide because I will stand under your judgment. So this thing may play out, but it's already been decided in the very beginning, which is maybe you'll get what you want, but maybe I'll get what I want, and it's always going to be what I want. And because you already signed the authority, or you gave the authority to me. Okay. So this is going back to why I say I am a natural health authority. Before I used to say expert, but I now understand, I now comprehend that I was double talk. It was double speak, meaning it said one thing, but it meant another thing. Now, you and I both agreed that, well, no, expert. Well, it means you've studied a lot and you know what you're saying. Okay, so both you and I have the same, but there's a subconscious thing that's behind what's called etymology. You may not understand that you don't understand, but words are vibrations. And just me putting these words, these are vibrations that are going through you. And there is what's called coherence and decoherence, okay? And the things that are coherent, vibrations that have, so you can vibrate something that makes it stronger, or you can vibrate something that makes it weaker and pulls it apart. And words like expert pulls it apart. You think that it's building something up. It's building up a false impression because it's based upon laws of language and vibration that X cancels out. X cancels out the pert. And what's pert? And pert to itself, it's pertinent. Okay, pertinent, which is, it means it's what's pertinent mean? Pertinent means that it is something that is important, applies to the meaning of the thing. Like when you get into, say, a person says, why weren't you here? Well, people say, well, this morning I had some breakfast, and that's not pertinent. It doesn't apply to that. It's what's pertinent to is a car pulled out in front of me, and that's why I'm late. Okay, so there's certain, so getting into this is I think about a lot of things, and I've researched a lot of things, more than just about health, because health is also language, understanding, or even I have to be reminded that we've been programmed, and I'm saying what I'm not supposed to be saying. So get better about what you comprehend and what you mean, and sometimes crafting the words is important, and it matters, because if you're trying to health, I'm trying to send vibrations out to you that are going to build your health up and build my idea up and build, if it's upon a foundational truth, which is a true thing about that nature, this nature and that nature, then it will stand. And then it will, like in legal terms, it will hold water. Okay? So in legal terms and in comprehension is if it's got a hole in it, it's going to leak out. And so that means that there are even things in health, and we've all found this, which is we may have started on some sort of healthy path. People start eating. changing their eating. You know, a good example is you know, a person says, you know, I'm going to watch what I'm eating, and instead of going to eat at that burger joint, I'm going to go to Panera, and I'm going to start eating more salads, and you'll get a bunch of people that will help them, and they intended it. That change was a logical change. I'm going from this you know, overcooked and myopic and very tasty, but yet a lot of bad stuff, to stuff that still tastes good, but it's just a simple thing, which is it's a salad. It's raw. It's not much is done to it. It's not cooked. So that should be better. That's a natural choice. That's from, and they're all natural. So even the hamburger is natural because it all comes from nature. But the more that's between it, straight from nature, to our mouth, more that's done to it, there's possibilities of having negative things to it. So if you think about it, it's even in science, it is more energies are added to it. And if you start off with a song of just humming a song, and then you have more people humming, and then you add a guitar, and then you add this, and we're all playing, it starts to harmonize. But then we get to a point of where, let's say, we add a kazoo, or we add something, even though it's maybe in the same song, really it starts to be off-putting. And then we can start adding what's called dissonance, which is the anti-notes to the notes of what you're doing. And now it really starts to sound chaotic, and now it starts to be where now it's not working. Before it was relaxing and it was building up life for me. Now it's actually pulling life away from me. It's stressing me out. It's putting a stress on my body. So getting to a little bit of what we were talking about today, which is pain management. What is pain? What is